Chapter 7, Cognitive Development. In this chapter, we will completely discuss about how a child is knowing the world around them. The word meaning of cognition is the process of knowing, and how that process of knowing is getting developed from our infancy and throughout our developmental period. Cognitive development is a field of study in neuroscience and psychology which focus on a child's development in terms of information processing, conceptual resources, perceptual skills, language learning, and other aspects of developed adult brain and cognitive psychology. It's actually defined as the emergence of the ability to consciously cognize, understand, and articulate their understanding in adult terms. It's means the cognitive development is how a person perceive, think, and gain understanding of their world through the relation of genetic and learning factors. Means if you see something, that how do you perceive it, and how do you think about it, and how you gain understanding of the world through the relations of genetic and learning factors. And for this cognitive development, there are four stages. They are information development, reasoning, intelligence, language, and memory. So these stages starts when the baby is about 18 months old, and as they play with the toys, listening to their parents speak, and they watch TV, anything that catches their attention help build their cognitive development. So however a child is kept interacted with the things very actively, the child's cognitive development also will take place very faster. And if a child is not getting an opportunity to interact with the other children or the family members, only the child is exposure to any cartoon or any videos or only with the games and phones, it will have a negative impact in their cognitive development. So the child should be in touch with the nature, the technology, the society, the people, and they should be given open chances to interact with the environment around them. Okay, so that will support the cognitive development of a child. A French psychologist, Jean Piaget, who lived from 1896 to 1980, have developed a well-known influential theory of cognitive development. He was showing interest in how children reacted to their environment, and he proposed a more active role for them than that suggested by a learning theory. We know there are so many learning theories like classical conditioning, operant conditioning, observational learning, right? You may be knowing it. So, compared to them, how do they react to their environment very actively? He was so interested to learn about it. So he envisioned a child's knowledge as composed of schemas. Schemas are actually the basic units of knowledge used to organize past experiences and serve as basis for understanding new ones. So the schemas are building blocks of our memory also. Okay, so the schemas are always basic units of our knowledge. That is what helping us to organize past experiences, and from the past experiences we will be able to understand the new ones. That is what the schema is helping people to construct their knowledge. They are continuously being modified by two complementary processes that Piaget termed as assimilation and accommodation. When we also we are during the time of development have gone through this assimilation and accommodation. These two are actually modifying our schemas. Let's see what is meant by assimilation. Assimilation is actually the process of taking in new information by incorporating into an existing schema. Like we are relating our new experiences to the things that we already know. That is what actually assimilation. We are just like associating existing known information with unknown or the newly learned information. That is what assimilation. And moving on to the accommodation, it's actually happens when schema itself change to accommodate new knowledge. Instead of associating or connecting existing knowledge, schema is getting replaced with the new information. That is what accommodation. So, according to Piaget, cognitive development involves ongoing attempt to achieve a balance between these two, means the assimilation and accommodation, that are termed equilibration. Okay, equilibration. So, they are attempting to achieve balance between assimilation and accommodation. That process is called equilibration. According to the Piaget's theory of cognitive development, there are four uh, distinct stages which are in a series, and they are universal stages. And each stage is characterized by increasingly sophisticated and abstract level of thought. And these stages always occur in the same order, and each builds on what was learned in the previous stage. You can see here there are four stages, which first one is sensory motor stage, which starts from birth to 2 years, and then followed by one operational stage, which is from 2 to 7 years. Means the sensory motor stage is completely our infancy period. Then pre-operational stage is from infant, means after infancy period, the toddlerhood and early childhood. That is what 2 to 7 years. Then the third stage is concrete operational stage, that is from 7 years to 12 years, means the elementary and early adolescence period. Then comes the last stage, the formal operational stage, that is 12 years onwards, means adolescence and the adulthood. Here, these all four stages are distinct stages, and the development is just like one stage is after another one. It will be in the same order throughout the developmental period of a person, and this is universal. Like the cognitive development of a child here in Asian country and there in Western country, wherever the child is, the child will be following the same series of stages of cognitive development. That is why these are universal stages. Let us see what will happen in each stage of the cognitive development according to Piaget. So, in sensory motor stage, that what we have discussed is it's from the time of birth to 2 years, right? That time, the infant explores the world by coordinating sensory experiences with the physical actions. Okay, sensory experiences with the physical action they are trying to coordinate. And this time we know that already when we are taking the things from the child and hiding it, like while they are playing, when we are taking and hiding it, they are thinking that it is clearly gone, right? So what is there in front of their eyes, they are thinking that it is existing. What is out of sight, it's not existing, is according to what this infants. So they do lack object permanence. So in this time, during 0 to 2 years, their goal is to establish object permanence. They do have lack of object permanence and they do establish it. That is their goal during sensory motor stage. So they are able to explore the world by coordinating sensory experiences with the physical actions. Coming into the pre-operational stage, that is from 2 to 7 years. So the child develops symbolic thoughts. So already this object permanence is established. So the child is developing symbolic thought, and the child cannot coordinate with the physical attributes of an object. That if the child is given a broader glass which is shorter, and longer glass which is narrow, okay, so even though both the glasses contains equal amount of juice or water, they do believe that longer glass will be having more content, right? So they cannot attribute more than one uh, like physical, they cannot coordinate more than one physical attribute to an object. If it is longer, it will contain more. They cannot think as it is the other one is, even though it is shorter, it is wider, and it will also have the same content. In such a way, the children are unable to coordinate their thinkings, even though they do established with the objective permanence. So here that the symbolic thought is getting developed. Then moving on to the third stage, it is concrete operational stage. That is from 7 years to 11 or 12 years. The child can reason logically about the concrete events and classify object into different sets. And also they are able to perform reversible mental operations on representation of objects. Okay, so they are starting to give reasons logically about the concrete events. What do they see? What they have learned from schools? All are helping them to classify objects. What they see, like if they see a bird or animal or a type of tree or a plant, they will be able to classify them accordingly to their category. And also, they are able to perform reverse mental operations, like they can count backward, they can recall what the things that we said in backward way. That is what reversible mental operations and a representation of objects is what they are able to perform by this concrete operational stage. Moving on to the formal operational stage, means from 11 to 15 years old, and until throughout our adult life. Actually, this is the adolescent period. They can apply logic more abstractly. Hypothetical thinking develops. They understand why the things are as it is, and they do have some reasons that why things will be like that, and they are able to develop hypothetical thinking. They can apply their logic, even though logical thinking have established from concrete operational stage onwards. They will be more able to apply this logic more abstractly, very specifically in the situations that they are facing in their life. Let us see how can we apply Piaget stages of cognitive development into the learning and development. First of all, we always have to understand the child who is coming in front of us is going through which stage. That's at the root, it's about recognizing the stage a child is currently in and catering to that developmental level. We need to understand where the child is and what all are the expected developmental task in this period. Did the child have developed or started to develop it, or what is there any lack on it, or what? All this we need to understand at first. Then teachers and parents can help them, providing children with different experiences or ways to explore and experiment with their environment. As I told you, when we are giving chance for the children to explore our environment through experimenting, they will be facilitated much more with the cognitive development. So, it is through these experiences that the children may gain understanding of different concepts in hands-on way. So, that is why children should be provided in learning situations more hands-on activities. For young children entering preschool and kindergarten, Piaget's theories align more with the play-based school programs. Okay, you know that in kindergarten, children are more uh, involved in the play-based programs and activities, or the environments where kids are offered opportunities for trial and error, right? Trial and error and interaction with the real world. We always used to see so many news and so many activities designed in the schools for the children to get along with the nature and get along with the so many activities, right? Real life experiences they are given with. So all these are helping their cognitive development in that specific stage of cognitive development. Okay, not only that, not only in the kindergarten or anywhere, in the lower grades, this Piaget's philosophy can be incorporated into any education programs. Here we have some examples. They are providing chances for trial and error, that is focusing on the process of learning versus the end results. The children are provided with the trial and error, and they will be able to focus on the process of learning versus the end result. Means once something went wrong, they will be able to understand it is not the right way, and they will again learn from their mistakes, right? And also providing children with visual aids and other props like models to illustrate different ideas and concepts. Nowadays so many programs are there, right, for providing visual aids, so many models in that teachers are incorporating in their teaching learning methods in the classrooms, not only in the kindergarten or in the lower grades, in all over the grades, in higher grades also, teachers are incorporating it. Why do they use it? To ensure that the children gain better understanding, and also using real life examples to paint complex ideas like world problems in math. Like if you are given word problems in math, they are connecting that with a real life example, and you know that there are in smaller grades complex painting ideas and all, right? Then providing chances to classify or group information, outlines and hierarchies are good examples and allow kids to build new ideas from previous knowledge. They are able to classify uh, classify or group information that we are providing, like we are giving for them matching, and like they are understanding these outlines and hierarchies. Right. So even that can be seen in even the kindergarten. Like children are provided with so many blocks that they will be categorizing them according to its color or according to its shape. Right. So like that things. Then offering problem that necessitate analytical or logical thinking. Then brain teasers can be used as a tool in this instance, like wherever the child have to think a lot to solve some problems. All right. So these all are what the examples of applying Piaget's cognitive development theory into learning and development. Apart from those examples, we can also help our child throughout the stages, throughout 4 stages, by catering to their specific learning style at each time, like at a specific stage of learning or at a specific stage of cognitive development. Apart from these examples, what we have discussed, so there are so many other uh, criteria or specific learning style that we can help them. During the sensory motor stage, we have to use real objects in play activities, even at home. We have to use real objects in play activities, and they should be connecting play to the five senses. How to ensure connecting play to the five senses? It is really like ensuring that the child is involving not only what they are seeing, they are using the sensation of hearing, smelling, touching, feeling, right? Taste, everything they should go through. So always connect their play to their five senses, and also implement routine for youngest children. They are predictable and may be highly useful with developing communication. We should always encourage our children in during this time itself through the routines. Okay, implementing routines for the youngest children, so that even, we know that during the sensory motor stage what routine will give, but after 1 year it's really possible to uh, develop routine, that we people are responsible for ensuring the child is going through the routine in each day. Moving on to the pre-operational stage, children learn best by doing. Let them do and learn instead of making everything ready and give them. Let them do and learn. Allow them to actively interact with a variety of things in their environment, including books, people, games, and objects. Um, let them take care of their books, their dresses, and everything what they are dealing with. And we have to ask the question to the children when they are engaged in daily routines, and allow them to come up with their own ideas. We have to ask a question related to what they are dealing with and ask them to give their own ideas. And we have to point out new things and encourage children to question you about these things. When they are engaging with new experiences or new objects, or dealing with new situations, we should ask them questions, and we should give them opportunity to ask a question to ourselves, so that their questioning, always questioning, help to get this cognition developed faster. Moving into the third stage of cognitive development, the concrete operational stage, we have to create timelines, three-dimensional models, science experiments, and other ways to manipulate abstract concepts. So they will be getting much helped with their um, logical thinking. We have to ensure that they use brain teasers and riddles to foster analytical thinking and focus on open-ended questioning. Not only like the questions, when we are engaging with the children, we know that at this age they will ask so many blunders, even though we should encourage them, giving them opportunity for answering open-ended questions. And then it is about a formal operational stage, the last stage. We can do or offer step-by-step explanations of concepts and utilize charts and other visual aids, right? We can give them charts and other visual aids, and we can give step-by-step explanation that they will understand much better and explore hypothetical situations. We have to help them by relating them to current events or social issues into our learning. And also, we have to broaden the concept whenever possible. For example, if talking about the civil war, discuss other issues that have divided the country since that time. Okay, so like that, whenever we are having any discussion like that, we have to broaden the discussion. Not only to that specific point, we have to open their eyes. We should give them wider ideas related to any topic that we are taking for a discussion. Not only Piaget have studied about people's cognitive development. According to their development, Maria Montessori also have shared some ideas with Piaget, including how children move through these stages. So both of their theories are similar until the child reach the age 3. In school, we know that Montessori classrooms are there. That is what you are going to be, right? You Montessori teachers you are going to be. So in school, Montessori classrooms are more child-centered. But looking into the Piaget classrooms, they are more teacher-directed with the focus on routines. That is what we have discussed, right? Focus on routine through there is flexibility and opportunity for child-directed activities, but teacher-directed classrooms. Okay, so that is the main difference between Piaget classrooms and Montessori classroom, where in Piaget classroom it is teacher-directed classroom and Montessori classrooms are child-directed classrooms. As our cognition is getting completely developed, we can say that is our mental development also, right? So there are some important areas of mental development. They are development of sensation and perception, right? Sensation, we already know how we are sensing, what we are visualizing or what we are hearing, means what our sensory receptors or sensory organs are taking or receiving. How do that gets sensed for a person? And moving on to perception, if you see a letter R, the number 6, okay, the number 6, the one who stand on top of the number will read it as 9, and the one who stand the bottom of the number will read it as 6, right? So like that, the same number can be read as 6 or 9, and according to the person where they are standing. So that is what the style of perception. Then that is also getting developed along with. Then it's about concept formation. We are mentally developing with the concept. We will have our own concept generations and formations and ideas and understanding. Then development of our memory. The memory, we know that memory traces will be there in our brain. So as we are getting along with getting directly involved with the world, or we as we are exploring it, our memory is also getting developed each moment. What we are going to see newly, even each experiences are giving memory traces. Then also, as it is getting developed, the development of thinking and reasoning is also coming. Development of imagination, it's very important. Development of imagination. It's like what we say now. As we do have experiences, our imagination will also get widened. Those who have a habit of watching, like other than the documentaries and movies in our country, if they have the habit of watching Western or Bollywood, Hollywood, or those who have habit of watching Chinese dramas and all, will have improved imagination. Then it's about the language development. The mental development always focus on the language development, and also the development of problem solving ability. All these are what the areas of mental development. So as I told you, according to the development of the cognition of a child, all these areas are also going to get developed. We have to understand one more thing. There will be problems for some children. They may not show the mental development or the cognitive development appropriate to their age, and which is seen in their age of children. So that is really a problem. Our mental age should be at least the same as of our chronological age, means our biological age. If I am 30 years old, if I have mental age of 30 years old, yes, I am a normal person. But if I am 30 years old and my mental age is 33 years or 35 years old, then I am superior in intelligence. Okay. And if I am 30 years old and my mental age is falling down, like it is 27 years or 25 years old, then I have some problem with the development of cognition and my uh, uh, memory and my brain. So that is considered as low mental age. So you when how to identify the children, they are okay. It's just observe them, just watch them, do understand whether they do possess the mental age of their biological age. Do a child in grade 2 acts like a KG child, so their mental age is less, means they have intellectual problems. So there are so many problems, like people can be intellectually deficient, or they can be having learning disability, or they may be supposed to have autism, Down syndrome. It depends. Okay, so that's all. We will continue the next lesson on next Saturday. Okay, thank you. Take care. Bye bye.